Okay, so we got our legs, we got our body. What we need to do now is make his little heart stand inside and also his arms. So that's what we're going to cover in this video. So let's start with a little heart stand. I'm going to come down. I believe I used the paraboloid or paraboloid. Interesting word there. So I'm going to take that, drag it out right underneath him. Switch to front view. You see we're not exactly lined up. If I click right, that looks nice and centered. So we're going to do now, let's click on our cone, drag it up. So it's, looks like we're hovering there. I want that to be attached. So I'm going to drag it one click down. You see it's kind of hanging out, but we got space to go in the back. So I'm going to use my arrow keys and just send it back. Cool. Looks like we got room to make it a little taller, but we still got to leave room for the heart. That looks like it could be right. We could always change it after, but that looks about right. So now I'm going to take the heart out. That sounded a little weird. We're taking the heart shape out. You can see it's not centered there. So usually I like to click to front. That looks good, but we want to stand it up. So I'm just rotating until I see the correct rotation tool. This one is not correct, so that's just going to rotate it around. Hold down Shift. We want this one to stand it up. So holding down Shift, I grab that. There we go, it's standing up. So now we're going to take it and move it up. But it's pretty big. So what we're going to do here is hold down Shift and just shrink it down. I'm going to use my arrow keys front to see if I'm lined up. That looks pretty well centered. Bring it forward. Bring it up. Maybe bring it back one click. There we go. That looks pretty good. If we're not really liking the colors that we have going on here, you could always click on here, click on, I'm just clicking on the shape and clicking on the solid, which is showing red. I'll make it the same color as his little bottom there. There we go. If we want this to be a nice red heart, clicking on that. There we go. All right, so let's do the arms now. So for that one, we're going to use the tube. All right, so we brought it out. Want it to stand up. There we go, 90 degrees. Bring it up. And it's looking a little small, so we're going to scale it. And I want his arms to be a little thicker. So if I come over here to wall thickness, I can take that and drag it out. That looks pretty good. And let's not leave it a perfect circle. Let's make it a little stretched this way. Looking like they could be a little big for his body. I'll make it a little smaller. But we want to only have half of this shape. We don't want the full circle for his arm. So we're going to come up here and choose a box. You can choose either one. I'll show you why that is, but just for simplicity, we'll use the one that is the cut shape already. Drag it out. We're going to use this to cut half of this object off. So I'm just going to go ahead and just leave it where it is and just make it taller. If we rotate here, you can see it's missing our arm shape there, the tube. So I'm just going to make it a little longer. If I get centered in the front, you can see I'm not exactly lined up in the center of my ring here. So I'm going to click it over till it's nice and centered. If you're having trouble with that, you can always change our snap grid or try using the align tool there. Let's see what the align tool does. We want it not centered, we want it on the right there. So that could work as well. All right, so we want to use this shape to cut this shape out. So I'm going to window select them both, come up here to group, and there we go. We got his arm. So I'm going to use my arrow keys, move over, need to come down a little bit. Okay, there's one arm. The other arm is on the other side, but it's hanging up. But before we start rotating it, I'm going to make a duplicate. So instead of clicking duplicate up here, I'm going to use a shortcut this time, which is Control D. See a little flash, use the arrow keys, and there we go. So I'm going to rotate his arm around. I'm going to hold down Shift to go to 180. Looks like he needs to go one more or two more clicks to the left. Maybe one more. And then I'm going to bring it, oop, missed the arrow there, bring it up. All right, so we got his arms and his heart all set up.